Job, chapters 31 and 32. I made a covenant with mine eyes, and I will not think upon a virgin. Now what portion has God given me from above? And is there an inheritance given of the mighty one from the highest? Alas, destruction to that unrighteous, and rejection to them that do iniquity. Will he not see my way, and number all my steps? But if I have gone with scorners, and if too my foot has hasted to deceit, for I am weighed in a just balance, and the Lord knows my innocence. If my foot has turned aside out of the way, or if mine heart has followed mine eye, and if too I have touched gifts with my hands, then let me sow, and let others eat, and let me be uprooted on the earth. If my heart has gone forth after another man's wife, and if I laid wait at her doors, then let my wife also please another, and let my children be brought low. For the rage of anger is not to be controlled in the case of defiling another man's wife. For it is a fire burning on every side, and whosoever it attacks, it utterly destroys. And if too I despise the judgment of my servant or my handmaid, when they pleaded with me, what then shall I do if the Lord should try me? And if also he should at all visit me, can I make an answer? Were not they too formed as I also was formed in the womb? Yea, we were formed in the same womb. But the helpless missed not whatever need they had, and I did not cause the eye of the widow to fail. And if too I ate my morsels alone, and did not impart of it to the orphan, for I nourished them as a father from my youth, and guided them from my mother's womb. And if too I overlooked the naked as he was perishing, and did not clothe him, and if the poor did not bless me, and their shoulders were not worn with the fleece of my lambs, if I lifted my hand against an orphan, trusting that my strength was far superior to his, let then my shoulder start from the blade bone, and my arm be crushed off from the elbow. For the fear of the Lord constrained me, and I cannot bear up by reason of his burden. If I made gold my treasure, and if too I trusted the precious stone, and if too I rejoiced when my wealth was abundant, and if too I laid my hand on innumerable treasures, do we not see the shining sun eclipsed, and the moon waning? For they have not power to continue. And if my heart was secretly deceived, and if I have laid my hand upon my mouth and kissed it, let this also then be reckoned to me as the greatest iniquity. For I should have lied against the Lord Most High. And if too I was glad at the fall of mine enemies, and my heart said, Aha! Then let mine ear hear my curse, and let me be a byword among my people in my affliction. And if too my handmaids have often said, Oh, that we might be satisfied with this flesh, whereas I was very kind, for the stranger did not lodge without, and my door was open to every one that came. Or if too, having sinned unintentionally, I hid my sin, for I did not stand in awe of a great multitude, so as not to declare boldly before them. And if too I permitted a poor man to go out of my door with an empty bosom, oh, that I had a hearer, and if I had not feared the hand of the Lord, and as to the written charge which I had against anyone, I would place it as a chaplet on my shoulders, and read it. And if I did not read it and return it, having taken nothing from the debtor, if at any time the land groaned against me, and if its furrows mourned together, and if I ate its strength alone without pride, and if I too grieved the heart of the owner of the soil by taking aught from him, then let the nettle come up to me instead of wheat, and a bramble instead of barley. And Job ceased speaking. And his 3 friends also ceased any longer to answer Job, for Job was righteous before them. Then Elias, the son of Barachiel, the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram, of the country of Alsus, was angered, and he was very angry with Job, because he justified himself before the Lord. And he was also very angry with his 3 friends, because they were not able to return answers to Job, yet set him down for an ungodly man. But Elias had forborne to give an answer to Job, because they were older than he. And Elias saw that there was no answer in the mouth of the 3 men, and he was angered in his wrath. And Elias the Buzite, the son of Barachiel, answered and said, I am younger in age, and ye are elder. Wherefore I kept silence, fearing to declare you my own knowledge. And I said, It is not time that speaks through in many years men know wisdom. But there is a spirit in mortals, and the inspiration of the Almighty is that which teaches. The long-lived are not wise as such, neither do the aged know judgment. Wherefore, I said, Hear me, and I will tell you what I know. Hearken to my words, for I will speak in your hearing, until ye shall have tried the matter with words. And I shall understand as far as you. And behold, there was no one of you that answered Job his words in argument, lest ye should say, We have found that we have added wisdom to the Lord, and ye have commissioned a man to speak such words. They were afraid, they answered no longer, they gave up their speaking. I waited, for I had not spoken, because they stood still, and answered not. And Elias continued, and said, I will again speak, for I am full of words, for the spirit of my belly destroys me. And my belly is as a skin of sweet wine bound up and ready to burst, or as a brazier's laboring bellows. I will speak that I may open my lips and relieve myself. For truly I will not be awed because of man, nor indeed will I be confounded before a mortal. For I know not how to respect persons, and if otherwise, even the moths would eat me. The Epistle of St. Paul the Apostle to the Romans, chapter 13. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are God's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we first believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, and make not provision for the flesh, to fulfill the lust thereof.